Let's go back to a shocking case now out of Arizona this weekend. That is where an 8-year-old boy there has been arrested and charged with double murder. The victims, his father, and another man who was boarding at the family's home. Roy Melnick is the police chief in St. John's where these murders occurred, and he joins us now by phone. Chief Melnick, thank you for joining us.
Well, thank you for calling us.
I'd like to find out what your officers encountered when they arrived on the scene.
Well, when they arrived on the scene, they observed a male subject face down at the front entrance of his residence. So they, quickly went over to determine whether he was still alive, and it was determined that he was deceased.
Okay. Chief, we're talking about an 8-year-old boy, and as I look at some statistics, I'm sure you're familiar with them as well. Our viewers probably not. But there are no murder defendants in this country under the age of 9 since 2005, only 3 in the past 5 years nationally. And it has been said that these children will typically kill because they are products of abuse. What do you know along those lines?
Well, that's what's unusual about this case. We don't have any calls of abuse to this particular residence or this particular boy. I have 2 school resource officers in the schools, and neither one of them have had no contact with this child in a negative manner. There's no record of any detention or any offenses, so there are no warning signs with this.
So there's nothing in terms of the boy having needed any sort of special medical treatment, psychological or otherwise? They've never had a record of that?
We don't have any record of it here in the police department or at the school. That doesn't rule out abuse, but we're also looking at, perhaps discipline, and there's also perhaps maybe observing domestic violence in the home. So there's something that led up to this. This just isn't, he didn't wake up one day and say, I'm going to go shoot my father and my father's friend. So we're looking at that avenue as well. Chief
Melnick, I understand the boy's being charged as an adult. Why is that?
Well, he's not being charged yet. We had a detention advisory hearing yesterday in Apache County Juvenile Court, and what we were looking to seek is we have probable cause that he committed the crime, and there's a legal basis to detain him. And the hearing lasted about 4 hours, went into the late evening last night, and the judge ruled in favor of the prosecution. In other words, we have probable cause to charge him as well as a legal basis to detain him. So the court ruled to detain him, and he's now turned over to the Apache County Juvenile Detention Center. We do have plans to file a motion with the court to try him as an adult, and we're not sure if that will be ruled in our favor or not.
Okay. St. John's, Arizona Police Chief Roy Melnick. Sir, I know it's a difficult time certainly for many there in that community, but thank you very much for spending time with us. We appreciate it.
Okay, well, thank you.